I'm back once again, friends, bringing you a part 2 to a list that you guys seem to love, which was bizarre because it wasn't scary, and I'm so unfamiliar with that concept these days. Anyway, here we are once again discussing the best of the best, the goodest of the boys, and the most playful of the entities, with our list of the top 5 friendliest SCPs, part 2. Before we begin, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. In at 5, SCP-1762. SCP-1762 is described as being a plain cardboard box that's spray painted silver on the interior and exterior, with the words, "Here be dragons," handwritten in black permanent marker on the lid of the container. Opening the lid of 1762 when it's not in the process of release reveals it to be empty. It will frequently open and initiate a release of 1762-2. During this time, the box will briefly emit a large amount of black smoke that quickly dissipates. It takes an average of 20 seconds for 1762-2 to emerge after the smoke clears. 1762-2 is the collective term applied to the beings that emerge from 1762. All instances of 1762-2 bear resemblance to various types of dragons, in both Eastern and Western depictions, albeit in forms similar to that of origami models. After exiting, instances of 1762-2 will fly together in large groups and interact playfully with any nearby personnel and each other. So much fun. I need 1762 in my life. In at 4, SCP-2790. SCP-2790 is described as being a male Atlantic cranch squid that was initially recovered during a raid on the Curio ship, with it feeling lonely and sad in a tinted glass tank, labelled Ignore. It is unclear why anybody would want to hurt 2790 or make him unhappy, as it was incredibly endearing, snuggly, sociable, easygoing, and enjoys playing games. All forms of physical contact with 2790 is encouraged. For example, it can be stroked, cuddled, pet, and caressed. He especially loves cuddles. If he is lonely for too long, he will try to breach containment to find his friends. Close physical contact is the optimal method to keep him contained. It is contained in a Class 2 deepwater aquatic containment tank, and as of this time, personnel are freely invited to splash around and play with him. He loves to be fed treats, but particularly when his belly is being rubbed. It is also suggested that he is hugged before and after playtime. This is just ridiculously adorable. I want to splash around with 2790. Give him a caress. In at 3, SCP-073. SCP-073 is described as being a heavily tanned male of Arabic or Middle Eastern descent in his early 30s, with black hair and blue eyes. Arms, legs, spinal cord, and shoulder blades of the subject appear to have been replaced with artificial versions of unknown make and metal. Robot Man's into it. 073 only takes notice of this when it is pointed out, and states that it has no knowledge of how, why, or when these replacements took place, stating it had them as long as it could remember. There is also a symbol engraved into the forehead of the subject, which appears to be of Sumerian origin. 073 will become distressed when the symbol is mentioned, refusing to speak on it. This robot man refers to itself as Cain, and is generally polite and genial to all who speak to it, though it has been described as being cold and somewhat mechanical in its speech. Same. It is incredibly helpful and enjoys aiding personnel in their daily actions, whatever they may be. It has highly detailed knowledge of ancient to recent events in history, and most commonly spoken languages in the world, including ones that have since died out. Any violence directed towards 073 reflects any damage inflicted on 073 directly back onto the attacker, although 073 visibly remains unharmed. It is to be kept in a 2-room cell furnished with all non-organic furniture and items, and a bathroom, with it capable of wandering freely around the facility. In need of a friend? 073 is your guy. Just don't mention his forehead. Don't talk about it. In at 2, SCP-529. SCP-529 is a small house cat with grey tabby markings, with parts of it towards the rear end of the ribcage seemingly missing. The body terminates sharply as if sliced in two. However, in spite of this, the animal has no health problems to speak of, and moves about as if its hindquarters were still in place. Example being, walking takes place as usual. Sometime after feeding, the animal makes motions as if to void itself of waste matter. No special precautions have yet proven necessary for 529, also known as Josie, who is quite affectionate, and at this stage is free to move about the lower levels of the facility. Staff, however, are not permitted to feed cheese to her. Otherwise, she will become distressed if not given sufficient cheese. Girl likes cheese. 529's object class is safe, and her threat level non-existent, so this is the type of kitty cat you want around, that's for sure. And finally, in at number 1, SCP-2295. 2295 is a patchwork bear stuffed with synthetic fiber and cotton. It has a small anatomically correct pin of a heart on the left side of its thorax, and a bow wrapped around its neck. Its containment procedure describes it as needing to be stored in a standard locker within Storage Wing 25 in Site 37, and only personnel with level 3 or higher security clearance are authorized to perform tests on 2295, after filling out the appropriate paperwork, of course. 2295 is described as entering an active state when within 2 meters of a human sustaining major trauma to an organ. When in the proximity of 2 or more possible subjects, 2295 will invariably choose the youngest subject, producing scissors, white thread, and either sewing needles or a crocheting hook from its mouth, and use any fabric and stuffing in close proximity to fashion an instance of SCP-22951, a patchwork imitation of the subject's organ. Now, if there are no usable materials in close proximity, 2295 will use fabric and stuffing from itself. So sweet. It can also regenerate 1 gram of stuffing every day until completely replacing any lost or used stuffing. Essentially, if you find yourself injured, seek out 2295, because that bad boy will heal you right up. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Are there any other friendly SCPs that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 scariest female horror movie villains. Prince Ali91 said, "Where is Lucy McPhee on this list? Or are we saving her for part 2? Unfortunately, my horror can't be contained to a list. It would morph itself into a curse and torment you all the years to come. But we'll see." Chrissy Brewer said, "Lucy, you were the scariest villain. Love you though. How about a kiss?" Unfortunately, I'll have to pass on that. The porcelain demon doesn't kiss her disciples. Barry the Speedster said, "Lucy, that hoodie is amazing. I need one in my life. You want it? You can have it. Take it." And Mr. Melatonin said, "And at number 1, the horrifyingly unemotional yet insanely beautiful Lucy McPhee. Love this channel. And you, Lucy." Well, shucks, thank you for highlighting my best qualities. Unemotional. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.